Good evening, baseball fans, and we are back with our Boston.com tournament, our one and done, and of course celebrating the eligibility now of Shoeless Joe Jackson, Pete Rose, Bucky Weaver, Eddie Seacott, and others. We also have the 1919 World Series that we just did Game One the other night. So yeah, so we're stuck on this screen on purpose because I love Out of the Park's quotes, and this one is perfect, even though we're not playing opening day. And it's a quote from George Vexey. It says, "There is no sports event like opening day of baseball. The sense of beating back the forces of darkness and the National Football League." So I love it. I love it. Thank you, George. Best damn quote I've read in a long time. Hopefully everybody's doing well. And let's get on to it. I know our Red Sox fan is doing some football on his channel, and other people are doing what they're doing. So there we go. Nice thing about these is, of course, always you can go back to them. Don't have to be here doing whatever. Okay, so it looks like we are going to be doing. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? The 2007 Colorado Rockies against the 1917 Chicago White Sox. So it's going to be Jeff Francis versus Eddie Seacott, the knuckleballer. Let's go. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. So, the 2007 Colorado Rockies lineup and starting pitcher leading off in center field, Willie Taveras. Batting second at first base, Todd Helton. Batting third at right field, Brad Hopp. In the cleanup spot in left field, Matt Holliday. Batting fifth at third base, Garrett Atkins. Batting sixth, shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. Batting seventh, catching, Yorvit Torrealba. Batting eighth at second base, Jamie Carroll and Jeff Francis pitches and bats ninth. So the lefty in 34 games in 2007, 17 wins, 9 losses, a 4.22 run average, 6.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. And the reason why I'm also, this comes to mind now, the 2007 Colorado Rockies, is because I do want to replicate this in a number of other baseball sims, and the only one that's been missing in the all-time great teams has been the 2007 Rockies. However, for those of you who play Diamond Mine baseball, also, you'll be happy to know the 1922 deluxe season is now released, and also they're going to be adding 2 more volumes of all-time great teams. So, hoping the Colorado Rockies will be in there, and that's the only team I need to replicate this tournament, have everything else in there. All right, for the hometown 1917 Chicago White Sox, a stronger team actually than the 1919 team. Leading off at second base, Hall of Famer Eddie Collins. Batting second and third base, Buck Weaver. Batting third and center field, Happy Felsch. Batting in the cleanup spot, left fielder the great Shoeless Joe Jackson. Batting fifth, Hall of Fame catcher Ray Schalk. Batting sixth in right field, Shano Collins. Batting seventh at short, Swede Reisberg. Batting eighth at first base, Chick Gandil. And batting ninth, and a should-be Hall of Famer, Eddie Seacott. So Seacott in 1917, 28 and 12, a 1.53 earned run average, 3.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. We are on our way to Comiskey Park. It is partly cloudy, 53 degrees, and a wind blowing out to center at 9 miles per hour. So one team advances, one team goes home. Thank you for hanging out, and let's go. All right, and here we are at Comiskey Park. Starting defense for the Chicago White Sox in left field, Shoeless Joe Jackson. In center, Happy Felsch. In right, Shano Collins. So strong outfield out here for these 1917 Pale Hose. Going from first to third around the horn, strong in the infield as well. Chick Gandil at first, Eddie Collins at second, Swede Reisberg at short, Buck Weaver at third, Ray Schalk will be catching, and Eddie Seacott ready to face Willie Taveras. So welcome into this Boston.com tournament, and we keep it going here, trying to get through round one here soon enough. And the 1-0 pitch on the way from Knuckles. Taveras swings, and this one solidly stroked into center field for a base hit. So we're underway here in Chicago. And that will bring up Todd Helton. 17 home runs, 91 runs batted in, a 320 average for him. Willie Taveras has excellent speed at first. 3-2 pitch, and swung on. High fly ball, center field, and back on that ball, and making the catch is Hap Felsch. So one down, Taveras gets back to first now for Brad Hopp. Brad Hopp, 29 round trippers, 116 runs batted in, and a 291 average in 2007 for the Rockies. 2-2 pitch from Seacott. Hopp looks at a called strike 3 in the inside corner. So good pitch there. Eddie Seacott bringing a little heat. Strikeout number 1. So 2 away here for Matt Holliday. Holliday, 36 home runs for the Rockies, 137 runs batted in. Matt Holliday hit .340 in 2007. Willie Taveras on at first, just underway here at Comiskey Park. And here is the pitch, and this one, line drive, base hit into right field, and Taveras is going to go to third, and he is in there standing. So strong throw by Shano Collins, but Taveras turning on the Jets. All right, here's Garrett Atkins now. Line on him in 2007, 25 home runs, 111 ribbies, 301 average for him. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Eddie Seacott gets the strikeout on a knuckle curve. The Rockies strand 2. We go to the bottom of the first. The 2007 Rockies nothing, and the 1917 Chicago White Sox coming to bat. Starting defense for the 2007 Rockies in left field, Matt Holliday, and center, Willie Taveras. And over and right, Brad Hopp. From first to third, we've got Todd Helton, Jamie Carroll, Troy Tulowitzki, and Garrett Atkins. Yorva Torrealba is behind the plate. Jeff Francis, the lefty, ready to face the lefty, Eddie Collins. Collins in 1917, 67 runs batted in, a 289 average. Key for the Rockies is to keep Collins off the base paths. 2-2 pitch on the way to Cocky. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Collins swings, lined into left, base hit. So here we go. Collins thought about second for a moment, but Matt Holliday coming in on that ball. Too much momentum. So Collins will take his chances elseways, I would think. All right, here is Bucky Weaver. Bucky hit .284 in 1917, 3 home runs and 32 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch on the way to Weaver. And there goes Eddie Collins. The throw down by Torrealba is not in time. So Eddie Collins does one of the many things that he did best, and that was steal bases. All right, here's Buck Weaver. See some people hanging out. Thank you very much, everybody who's watching. Notice a weird glitch going around YouTube showing subscribers only mode, so I'm hoping that's not the case here. I never ever use that. So, because usually somebody says hello by now. So, hopefully you're not running into that. I think it's a glitch. I have no idea. All right, here is Buck Weaver back in the box now. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And Weaver swings, fly ball to semi-deep center. And back on it is Willie Taveras, making the catch for out number 1. Eddie Collins fakes going to third, but he will hold it to Keystone sack as Hap Felsch settles into the box. Happy hit 6 home runs, 102 runs batted in, and posted a .308 average for the White Sox of 1917. All right, Jeff Francis has the sign from Torrealba. And the 2-1 pitch to Felsch, cut on by Felsch, slow dribbler out to short, and easy play for Tulowitzki, and he will fire on to first to Todd Helton for the 6-3 putout, and on the play, Eddie Collins will move to third. And here's Shoeless Joe, 301 average for him in 1917, 5 home runs, 75 runs batted in. Francis has the sign from Torrealba, count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Jackson swings, fly ball out to center field, and that will end the inning as Willie Taveras reels it in. Chicago White Sox strand 1 in scoring position We go to the top of the second inning. We are scoreless here at Comiskey. Troy Tulowitzki will lead things off, followed by Torrealba and Carroll. Tulowitzki, 291 average, 24 homers, 99 ribbies in 2007. Knuckles with 2 strikeouts thus far. 3-1 pitch on the way to Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki takes inside, ball 4. So Colorado getting the leadoff hitter on with decent speed, and here is your Vitaly Torrealba. 8 homers, 47 ribbies, 255 average in 2007 for the Rocks. 2-2 pitch. Torrealba, oh, knee buckler. This one painting the black on the outside corner. Eddie Seacott brings up strikeout number 3 and 1 away for Jamie Carroll. 2 homers for Jamie Carroll, 22 runs batted in, 225. Waiting on deck is Jeff Francis. 1-1 pitch. And the runner goes. The throw down by Ray Schalk will not be in time. So Tulowitzki picks up the steal, and the Rockies with a runner in scoring position. Jamie Carroll back in the box. Count full. Carroll swings, and this one blooper to short. And Sweet Reisberg making the play. And they turn 2 as they catch Tulowitzki off second. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. No score here. All of these games have been pretty good in this tournament thus far. So, all right, it will be Cracker Schalk, Shano Collins, and Swede Reisberg due up for the 1917 White Sox. Jeff Francis ready to deal to the Cracker. Full count on Schalk. And Ray Schalk, little hopper down to third base. Easy play there for Atkins, and he will fire across to Helton. Score that one 5-3. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the second for Shano Collins. Right fielder for the Chicago White Sox. Home run, 14 runs batted in. 234 average. The 0-1 delivery on the way to Collins. Collins swings, and this one lofted to left, running toward the line, and pulling it in is Matt Holliday. So 2 up, 2 down for the White Sox here in the bottom of the second. Brings up Sweet Reisberg. Reisberg with a 203 average, 203 average in 1917. 1 round tripper, 45 runs batted in. And here's the 1-0 to Reisberg. And this one grounded past second into center field. So Reisberg gets that one under the glove of Jamie Carroll. And they are on their feet and cheering here at Comiskey Park as Chick Gandil steps in. Gandil, 57 ribbies, 273 average in 1917. No score, bottom of the second in this Boston.com. 1-2 pitch, and Gandil sends this one out to medium deep left field. Matt Holliday reels it in, and that does it. So runner left at first base for the Chicago White Sox. We head to the top of the third inning, and we are scoreless at Comiskey. And it will be the 9-1 and 2 slots due up. Jeff Francis, Willie Taveras, and Todd Helton. All right, Jeff Francis in the box now. Count full. Seacott lets it go. Francis draws the walk. So Seacott watching the pitcher. And that's his second walk of the game. Back at the top of the order now. Willie Taveras has one of Colorado's 2 hits. The pitch. Taveras shows bunt. Count 0-1. Taveras showing bunt again. This one foul on the right-hand side. 2-2. Taveras swings, sinking liner into center field, but Happy Felsch coming in and making the grab. Field 07. Hope you're doing. Hey, sis. Hope I'm having a great night. I am, and the same to you, my friend. It's a beautiful day here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and just saw a chance to do a little bit of baseball. So good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, here is Todd Helton batting with 1 away. Helton 0 for 1. Jeff Francis on, courtesy of the Eddie Seacott walk. Count full. Helton swings, and this one good contact out into right field. But Shano Collins, making the catch out there in the pasture and right. All right, much rain in PA this week. How about it? I know. Get to spend the evening on the porch playing action PC baseball. Nothing better. How about it? Beautiful night in the Commonwealth. And, boy, we did have a lot of rain this week, though. Yeah, I guess Tomorrow and Saturday we're back to rain, but Sunday is supposed to be absolutely perfect. Here in the Commonwealth of PA, where I am, in the Commonwealth of PA, it's supposed to be sunny and 74. So I might be out there playing some baseball out in the nice weather. All right, here's Brad Hopp batting with 2 down. Hopp is nothing for 1. Count full as the delivery comes into Seacott, and lazy fly ball out to center field, and Hap Felsch makes it look easy because it was. So the 2007 Rockies get a walk, and that is it. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and we are still scoreless. All right, and for these 1917 White Sox, we'll have the 9-1 and 2 hitters, Eddie Seacott, Eddie Collins, and Bucky Weaver. Seacott, with 8 runs batted in and a 179 average in 1917. Count full on Seacott. And Eddie swings, slow dribble to 3rd, chugging it down to 1st, and he is going to have himself an infield hit. Atkins decides to hold on to the ball. Garrett not wanting to rush his throw, and Seacott aboard. All right, back at the top of the order, Cocky Collins. He is 1 for 1 and a stolen base. 1-0 pitch on the way to Eddie Collins. Collins shows bunt. Count 1-1 now on Collins. Eddie bounced this 3rd base side foul. Francis come with a wicked curve that time. Count full and Eddie Collins. Collins swings, and this one line to the right, but perfect play over there by Hopp. So Brad Hopp coming in toward that line, making a catch on that, and Seacott having to get back quickly. We've already had 1 runner doubled up in this game. All right, 1 away now for Buck Weaver, who is 0 for 1. 0-2 pitch on the way to Bucky.
Strike 3.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jeff Francis pulled the chain, a little changeup action there. So 2 away, Seacott remains at first. And here's Hap Felsch, who was nothing for 1. 1-2 pitch. And Happy looks at a called strike 3 on a curveball. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left on. We head to the top of the 4th, and we are scoreless in Chicago. All right, that will bring up Matt Holliday, Garrett Atkins, and Troy Tulowitzki for the 2007 Colorado Rockies. And again, for those of you who play Diamond Mine Baseball, soon they're going to be releasing 2 more all-time great team sets. They just released the 1922 Deluxe season today. In 1921, I guess, coming next. So they're working their way back, which is good to see. All right. So Seacott ready to deal now. Matt Holliday, 1 for 1 in the game. And the 1-2 pitch to Holliday.
Strike 3.
Matt Holliday, oh, beautiful pitch there. So Eddie Seacott, he can bring that floater and has just eerie command over it. So that's 4th strikeout for Knuckles. And here comes Garrett Adams, who's nothing for 1. Field says they give us anything for 3D and Out of the Park 27. I hope it's umpires in the field. I know, right? So umpires just don't get love in baseball games, and I never, ever understood why that is. You don't see them, right? So Earl Weaver Baseball, there is 1 umpire. But yeah, I'd love to see umpires in the game. I think it'd be amazing. And those guys work hard. Come on. You know, and if they get the animation right, such that, you know, let's say, you know, how the umpires position themselves on close plays, bang, bang. I'd love to see that. That would add so much to this game. But yeah, how far it's come. The other night, just for giggles, offline, I was playing a game of Out of the Park 8, which is a brilliant version of Out of the Park baseball. But comparing even that great pre-3D version, this game by leaps and bounds just never ceases to amaze me. The thing they've got to fix, however, and I know it's probably going to be not high in their list of priorities, is the 19th century. Because right now it's really only, it's fine if you start playing from 1871, but, you know, if you wanted to pick up 1893 or, you know, 1884 or something, you got to do a lot of work to get it to work. So I realized that a lot of those, you know, the 19th century, you know, teams were in and out and things like that, and a lot of changes through baseball. But It would be really, really, really nice to be able to jump into a different year rather than the beginning in 1871. But that said, psh, best damn baseball sim on the market, and I have others that I love very much. But all right, here's Garrett Atkins now batting in the 5 slot with 1 down. Troy Tulowitzki waits on deck. Garrett Adams is 0 for 1 in the game. Count full now on Adams. Struck out last time up. Seacott deals and whiffs him this time too. Fastball by Seacott that time. H. says the unfortunate thing, I think, is in the forums. I remember 19th century being a topic people wanted fixed. Yeah, back 15 years, but almost never hear about it now. I mean, you know what? There's like probably 5 of us that are waiting for the 19th century to get fixed. So probably not going to happen, which is kind of a shame. But what are you going to do? What can you do? All right. Just keep hoping, right? All right. I mean, come on. Shoeless Joe's going to make the Hall of Fame, and so will Pete Rose. So maybe we will get umpires and a fixed 19th century in here. That would be great. Surprised nobody's tried to mod in umpires. I guess it's kind of hard to do. So something for the devs to think about. The other thing I'd like to see them do is add more sections in the ballpark creator, because the randomizing ballpark they introduced this year is really cool. Really, really super cool. I'd love for them to add some more pieces parts, and so that way, we can create maybe some version of ballparks which we can only guess at what they look like. Again, for older baseball or for some minor league baseball. And again, I know there's lots, there's guys out there besides Mike Silva, and I have all their ballparks too, and they're wonderful. But that ballpark creator is sweet. There's just not enough variation. If you do a couple, if you do a couple ballparks, random ballparks, you'll start to see a lot of similarities, unfortunately. But at least they gave it some love this year. But I just love the crap out of this game. Can I say? I don't know. I've been playing this since the first edition, so thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in out of the park baseball. All right, Shuck sets the target now for Eddie Seacott. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Tulowitzki. And Tulowitzki cuts on this one. High fly ball out to center field, and Hap Felsch will bring that Rainbringer down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 4th, still no score. Colorado with 2 hits, Chicago with 3. All right, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Ray Schock, Shannon Collins due up. Thanks to Out of the Park Baseball for introducing live scoreboards, and for Mike Silva for instituting those live scoreboards in the game, so you can see. It's probably kind of hard to see, but the scoreboard is keeping track with what we have up here, and I think that's amazing. Just love it. All right, Shoeless Joe, nothing for 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Jackson swings, but this one just a dribbler to first. And fielding that one would be Todd Helton, feeding it on to Jeff Francis for the 3-1 putout. I keep adjusting my mic. I'm sorry about that. All right, here's Ray Schock. He is nothing for 1 now. Jeff Francis with 2 strikeouts in the games. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Schock grounded out to third his last time up. Swung on, sinking liner to left. But Matt Holliday making the tough play, hustling in hard. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning for Shannon Collins. Cousin Ken Castro, how are you doing? It's cousin in chat. And June 1st, you'll be getting. Oh, okay, you'll be getting yeah, Krista's cats. And I know you'll take good care of my. I saw Dwayne was on earlier. I don't know if there's some glitch going around on YouTube, but it was in subscribers only mode, and I've been a subscriber of Dwayne Martz's channel since 1927, and was unable to get in there, or Al's channel. So maybe people were pissed because I went off the rails the other night, and I don't know, whatever. Hope that's not the case. So Mick F says at least Shoeless won't be leaving anymore on base, and this is bad. How about it? All right, and again, we're back to our Boston.com tournament. We will be resuming the 1919 World Series at some point. Back and forth, back and forth. All right. It's got to be a Mason Dixon thing. All right, Shannon Collins, nothing for one. The 1-2 pitch on the way. And Collins sends this lazy fly ball out to left, and barely having to move on that is Matt Holliday for out number 3 as the 1917 Chicago White Sox go in order. We head to the top of the 5th, and we are still scoreless here in Comiskey. Cousin Ken Castro's been very, very kind in sort of auditioning the cast members for the one of the new channels I'm creating. There's 2 others I'm creating. That you guys will eventually find out about. So work continues on that front. So Cousin Ken enjoying, again, the cast members for upcoming high drama. Oh my goodness gracious. Shakespearean in scope, I'm sure, in somebody's diseased mind, like mine. Yorva Toriaba leads things off. Jamie Carroll and Jeff Francis do up. Toriaba in the game, nothing for one. Caught 5 strikeouts, 2 free passes, and the 2-0 pitch. Toriaba struck out his last time up, and this time hardliner out to right. This one has some distance, but not enough as Shano Collins races back and pulls down the pill. So 1 away now for Jamie Carroll. Nothing for 1, and the 1-2 pitch lined out his last time up. Strike 3, chasing 1 out of the zone. Fastball there by Cott, so strikeout number 6. And there's John DFW. Clinton is buying a cat on June. No, he's getting out of. How am I an Orangeman? Really? Dude, seriously? I am so far from an Orangeman. It's never. That is an impossibility. It's an impossibility. Woof. Oh my goodness gracious. So as an Orangeman wouldn't be creating and animating the things that I'm doing on this new channel, they would be horrified. Takes a good Orthodox boy to do what we're doing here on this next other channel. All right, Jeff Francis bats with 2 down. And here is the 0-2 pitch. Francis swings, popped up third base side. And Bucky Weaver kind of taps the glove and lets it land right there. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. Surprising this game. No scorer as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning. It'd be Sweet Riceberg, Chick Gandil, and Eddie Cott. Riceberg 1 for 1 in the game. He's ahead in the count. 2-1 pitch. And Riceberg swings. Soft little liner to short. Tulowitzki reels it in. So 1 down. Truth Hurts Wilkie. Give me a YouTube link. So hang on. Sound's got to cut out for a second. I'm going to open this in a new tab and then immediately stop it. Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm going to have to send you some of what I've been doing there, Mr. Truth Hurts Wilkie. And also going to reach out to you in email because of an idea you and I talked about. And we'll leave it at that for now. But thank you. That was pretty. That was pretty. Not letting me off the hook. So, how does this have to do? What does this have to do with anything? What do Chris's cats have to do with me becoming an Orangeman, a scum loyalist? No way. No way. No way. Never gonna happen, Clinton. But anyhow, it's good to see you, Professor. You are an Orangeman, so there you go. So an Orangeman calling out, oh my God, calling out an Irish Republican. I can't believe it. Republican in the Irish sense, by the way. Oh my God. Yeah, new channels. Yes. And again, what this is, oh my God. Okay, I'll keep calling the game, and Clinton will provide a little bit more explication to how we create this sort of thing, from creating YouTube channels to being an Orangeman. Since the other 2 channels have nothing at all to do with any, well, one of them could be sort of a sport, I suppose. Oh my God. Well, if I was an Orangeman, I wouldn't be making a confession, right? So, yeah. Because the only churches that do confession, Roman Catholics, Eastern Orthodox, the Oriental Orthodox, and the Assyrian Church of the East. So, yeah. So if I was an Orangeman, I wouldn't be making confession, would I? Unless you do that wimpy stuff where you just kind of, I'm sorry. But anyhow, that said, never an Orangeman. Not going to happen. Are you kidding me? I'm going to take the whole Ulster Volunteer Force, the UVF, and put them on a slow boat to Antarctica. Give Ireland back to the Irish. All right, anyhow, I have to behave myself. Chick Gandil, Eddie is due up, and Eddie Seacott is on deck. Clinton's getting me all flustered here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Gandil swings. This will get down for a base hit in the alley into right center field. Extra bases for Chicky. And stand-up double. So Tavares gets to the ball pretty quickly, but Chick Gandil with excellent speed and a great chance now for the White Sox to break this deadlock. Seacott 1-for-1 in the game. See if he tries to bunt him over here. Nope. Seacott swings away, and this ball's going to stay up there in left field long enough to be pulled down by Matt Holliday. Holliday making the over-the-shoulder catch. So Seacott is seeing Jeff Francis pretty well here today. As Clinton continues, he says it doesn't matter where you get your appetite as long as you eat at home. All right. Mikev says, I feel like I've stumbled into an alternate universe without a decoder ring. Pretty much. So Clinton says he feels better now. The bench jockey is going well tonight. That's a bench jockey's job to fluster the other team. Then there you go. There you go. John DFW giving us that that wisdom about, as long as you eat at home. That's right. Told my wife just because I'm on a diet doesn't mean I can't look at the menu. Yeah. So the one of the new channels is going to be a little bit. It's going to be about pulchritude, man, pulchritude. And the other one, I don't think is going to really interest you guys. It's going to be more at a collaboration with a friend of mine. She and I are going to be. I'm going to be doing the music and the graphics, and she's going to be doing the readings. So there's going to be lots of things like just kind of very positive sorts of things, and also I'm going to be kind of scouring the news daily just for good news stories. So yeah, so a good little experimental channel. It's the only thing I've done for it yet is the logo, but I don't think that would be of any interest to this community. But the second channel, perhaps. Just make sure your wives and girlfriends are asleep. All right, Eddie Collins bats with 2 down. Chick Gandil on the second. See if Collins can pick up an RBI here. 2-1 pitch for Cocky. Flew out to right his last time up. Collins swings, liner to third, and Atkins pulls it down. So the White Sox strand one in scoring position. We head to the top of the 6th. Hell of a ball game here. No score. We have a pitcher's duel going. Double shutouts. Eddie Seacott throwing a 2-hitter, and Jeff Francis has only surrendered 4 hits. No errors in this game. Back at the top of the order for the 2007 Rockies, Willie Tavares, Todd Helton, and Brad Hopp due up. Tavares 1 for 2 in the game. Count full on Tavares. Knuckles ready to deal. Lined out to center last time, and this time little 2-hopper over there to third base, and at the hot corner, Bucky Weaver fields it for the 5-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down now for Todd Helton. Helton hitless in 2 attempts. 0-2 pitch. And Helton swings, hit with authority out to center field. Going back on this ball and making a grab is Hap Felsch. Ball started to tail away from Happy, but able to pull it in. So quickly 2 down here for the 2007 Rockies in the top of the 6th, and brings up Brad Hopp, who is nothing for 2 as well. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hopp swings, and routine grounder out to short, and Riceburg will make the 6-3 putout. The Rockies go 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and we are still scoreless at Comiskey Park. The winner moves ahead And the loser goes to check out the new channel I'm creating. Channels. So I don't know who's going to have more fun. Did you get that email I sent you about the baseball tournament in Connecticut this weekend? There'll be different. I got the email. I didn't get a chance to read the whole thing. I will. I promise. It's been a crazy, crazy, crazy week. Clinton says besides he had a 7, 5, 10 inning. Came into what looks like a pitcher's role. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Waiting for next year's Hall of Fame voting. So what I'm the latest I've read about that, Clinton, is Hall of Fame consideration doesn't happen until 2008, which is stupid. Why do we got to wait till 2008? Waive the rule. Bring in Shoeless Joe Jackson, Pete Rose for sure, and certainly give Buck Weaver and Eddie Seacott some consideration as well. As and you know what? Let's even look at Benny Koff. Damn it, some good players there. Let's wait till 2008. What are we waiting for, Rob Manfred? All right. In my opinion, the man's an idiot. Okay, Bucky Weaver, nothing for 2. Lead things off. The 2-3-4 hitters do up for the 19-17. Sorry about the mic, guys. I keep like knocking it over. Bucky Weaver, Hap Felsch, and Shoeless Joe do up. Jeff Francis with the 0-1 delivery on the way to Buck Weaver. And Bucky swings. Routine grounder to short, ranging over to his left. And making the play is Troy Tulowitzki. Having to make the hard peg, though, as Buck Weaver's got good speed. Here's Happy Felsch. Nothing in 2 tries against Jeff Francis. 0-2 pitch to Hap. Felsch, big swing and a miss, and that time a slider coming there from Jeff Francis. So he's struck out 3. He hasn't walked anybody. Shoeless Joe 0 for 2, and the 1-1 pitch to Jackson. Jackson swings. This one fouled behind the plate, and Yuri Torbialba will make the catch. The White Sox go meekly into that good night as we head to the top of the 7th, so no score. Benny Koff have to say no and hear me out. Oh, absolutely. Certainly. I'm not saying he should be, but it'd be nice to have a look at Benny. I think it'd be great to have a car thief in the Hall of Fame. And hell of a player. Hell of a player. Really was. Dalton Rushing just got his first major league hit as Los Angeles leads the A's 10-2 in the 3rd. Truth Hurts Wilkie giving us a little baseball update. Matt Holliday leading things off. It's going to be Holliday, Atkins, and Tulowitzki, the 4-5-6 for the 2007 Rockies. Eddie Seacott with 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and the 0-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
Oh! So Holliday's bat twitches off the shoulder, decides to not move it beyond that 2 millimeters, and beautiful, beautiful curveball there by Eddie Seacott for strikeout number 7. 1 down. Holliday just did not know what to do with that hammer. All right, here's Garrett Atkins now, and he is nothing for 2. 1-2 pitch on the way to Atkins. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's that knuckle curve again from Eddie Seacott. 2 away now for Tulowitzki. Troy, nothing for 1. And the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. And Eddie Seacott just in machine mode. We are in the 7th inning stretch here at Comiskey Park. So, no score in this Boston.com tournament as we continue. Each round is just 1 game. That's it. So, I know it's not proper baseball, but it's fun. All right, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning here in Comiskey Park. His great years only in the Federal League. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Federal League officially recognized as a major league. Yes, it is. It is officially a major league. And Brian Webster, welcome to the channel. More importantly, welcome to the family. Said might be the most surprising pitchers duel of the whole first round. I know. I really I wasn't expecting this one at all, Brian, at all. So yeah, let's continue here. Ray Schock, Shannon Collins, and Sweet Risberg drew up for the 17 White Sox crew here. Torrealba sets up the target. Jeff Francis ready to work. The lefty deals to Cracker Schock. He's behind 3-1 in the count. Schock lined out his last time. Liner out to left field. And Matt Holliday brings that one down. So Schock got good contact in the ball, but to no avail. Shano Collins, nothing for two. So Colorado with just 2 hits in the game. The White Sox of 1917 with 4. 0-2 pitch on the way to Shano Collins. And Collins is hit. So the 1917 Pale Hose get themselves a runner aboard, courtesy of, well, Jeff Francis is out of the game now. So Zach McClellan will come on in relief. So McClellan's numbers in 2007 for the Rockies: 1 win, no losses, 14 innings pitched, 9 earned runs, 5 walks, 13 strikeouts, a 5.79 earned run average. Could the exit of Jeff Francis be the catalyst for the White Sox finally getting something done? The White Sox surprisingly playing very conservative baseball. Just 1 steal in this game, Eddie Collins. 0-1 pitch. Risberg shows bunt. And that went in there for a strike. The count 0-2. Swung on and right to short, and that will retire. No, it won't. Fielder's choice. So Risberg on at first, and here's Nemo Leibold. So we have us a pinch hitter now. Leibold, 236 average in 1917, 29 runs batted in for him. 2-2 pitch. Leibold swings. This one Tapper back to the mound, and that will do it. Unbelievable. We go to the top of the 8th inning, and there are still no score in this baseball game. Wow. In fact, I am curious here. Let's look at the box score here, just really quickly. What is going on here? So Seacott doing his job with the strikeouts. Jeff Francis exited the game with 3 strikeouts. We have had precisely 2 stolen bases, 1 by Eddie Collins, 1 by Troy Tulowitzki. We've had 1 extra base hit in this game. Or no, 2. Wait, no, just 1. Chick Gandil. It's the only extra base hit in this game, so pretty crazy. Let me see. Anything else interesting? Yeah, so the Rockies have stranded 3 in this game, and the White Sox 5. So 1 double play turned, and that was Risberg Collins. Pretty crazy game so far. All right, let's keep it going here. Someone's got a break. All right, and it looks like Eddie Seacott is out of the game. So who do we have here? Melly Wolfgang. No record in 1917. 17 and 2/3 innings pitched, 18 hits, 10 earned runs, walked 6, struck out 3. A rather stratospheric for the dead ball era. 5.09 earned run average. And Ted Jordan will be playing first now for the White Sox, and that will be all the defensive substitutions. All right, let's have a quick look here at Wolfgang. I like saying that name, Wolfgang. So he played from 1914 to 1918. Played those entire 5 seasons with the Chicago White Sox. And let's look at his pitching. So his best year was in 1914, 9 wins, 5 losses, 1.89 run average for these 1917 White Sox. Again, no record, so pretty much in and out. An extended cup of coffee, I guess you would say. All right. Yeah, so an ERA plus, though, of 200 in 1915. So there we go. So Melly Wolfgang has finished his warm-up pitches, and Yorva Torbiaba in the box. Top of the 8th. And the 0-2 pitch on the way. And Torrealba swings. This one lined toward the foul line. Left field side. And Joe Jackson goes back and makes the play. One away now for, good God, Ryan Spilborgs. What a name is that? Okay, anyhow. 299 average, 11 home runs, 51 runs batted in. That's a tough one. Spilborgs. No relation to Spielberg, I guess. Anyhow, 2-1 pitch on the way. And ground ball, first base. And Jordan taking it on the hop. And he will take it to first unassisted. 2 up, 2 down now for Kazuo Matsui pinch hitting. So, for him, 4 homers, 37 runs batted in, 288 average. 1-2 pitch to Matsui. Swung on, and once again, it's going to be Jordan taking this one, 3 unassisted. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. This pitcher's duel continues as Jeremy Affeldt will come into the game to pitch for the Colorado Rockies. Matsui will stay in and play second. Record for Jeremy Affeldt in 2007: 4 wins, 3 losses, 46 strikeouts, 3.51 earned run average. Fred McMullen, 237 average, 12 runs batted in for him in 1917. Will lead things off. Eddie Collins waits on deck. No score, bottom of the 8th. Win or go home. Here is the 1-0 pitch to Fred McMullen. And McMullen swings 2 bouncer to second. Matsui fields, fires onto Ton Helton, and that will be the first out of the inning. We swing around now to the top of the order for the 1917 White Sox. Eddie Collins, 1 for 3. 1-0 pitch on the way to Eddie. Lined out to third his last time up. Collins swings, and this time he's going to line to second. Matsui pulls it down. 2 up, 2 down now for Bucky Weaver. Parallel League, welcome in. Good to see you. Legend Sports Universe. Legend Sports Universe. Been doing all kinds of basketball. And did basketball and baseball last night. So, Brian Webster says, better do your job, Wellfielder. It's a cold ride back to the mines, Busher. Brian knows. He knows dead ball. You're darned right, my friend. Dan Burke, my favorite Irishman, he says he's watching the Dodger feed. For just that reason, that have you heard the A's announcer? She's so bad in her voice. She can't be as bad as me, but all right, we'll go with that. As bad as I. Sorry, bad English there. How you doing, Legends? And how you doing, Parallel League? All right. So I was watching who's Sports Flicks. So the thing that they're doing with Action PC Baseball, pretty cool. Got to give them the hand. Even though you don't get the announcement till after the play, I think it's really, really cool. And maybe that might prompt Dave Cook Sports to say, there might be a way we can do this. Again, it's not like baseball for Windows. It's nothing like that, but it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. So you guys ought to check that out. So all kinds of announcers and stuff like that. Great start. Caught a game the other night, and so again, it plays out, and then the announcer calls it. But you know what? It's really nice using real broadcasters' voices, or it could be AI generated. I'm not sure. If it's AI generated, then Out of the Park needs to really pay attention to, because they've said that once AI becomes more feasible, and trust me, guys, it really is now. That they would be looking into that for an actual, like sort of broadcaster like we have in Baseball for Windows or MLB The Show. Certainly they could do the MLB The Show thing, I think. The Ernie Harwell thing might take a bit more work, but we'll see, right? We just get Legends to do it. All right, here's Buck Weaver. Legends and Chris. Bucky, 0 for 3, 2 down, bottom of the 8th. When we get to the Colorado 9th, it's going to be Tavares, Helton, and Hop. 1-1 pitch on the way now to Bucky. Weaver swings, and this ain't going nowhere but from the shortstop to the first baseman. That retires the side. We go to the top of the ninth, the top of the order. So Willie Taveras, Todd Helton, and Brad Hopp. Joe Benz on in relief now for the 1917 White Sox. 7 wins, 3 losses. 25 strikeouts and a 2.47 earned run average. So Wolfgang did his job, and he doesn't have to go back and dig ditches. Kept these Rockies quiet. God, I don't even remember when was the last hit in this game. 6th inning, 7th maybe. All right, Taveras, 1 for 3, has 1 of 2 Colorado Rocky hits. The 1-2 pitch on the way now from Joe Benz. Here it comes. Swung on and hard grounder to short. Taken on a funny bounce there by Jack Fournier. 1 away. And here comes Todd Helton. Helton, nothing for 3. Joe Benz rears and fires. 2-2 pitch. Helton tried to hold up. They appealed a third. They said, "You went around, son. Grab some pie." So change up there by Joe Benz. 2 down. When we head to the bottom of the ninth, it will be the middle of the order for the 1917 Chicago White Sox. Hap Felsch, Joe Jackson, and Ray Schock. All right, Brad Hopp, nothing in 3 attempts. Joe Benz has the sign from Ray Schock, the wind, and the 2-1 pitch. And Hopp swings, and this one is going to go into right field. Base hit. Hopp going for 2. Seems to be some miscommunication over there at first. And by the time the confab is over, Brad Hopp has himself a cheap double. Pardon me, guys. That one sneaked up on me. All right, here's Matt Holliday. A swing of the bat, and the White Sox might have to start packing their bags. 2 away, Joe Benz ready to go. And they're not going to pitch to Matt Holliday. So they're not liking that here in Chicago, but that's pretty sound baseball fundamentals. And here comes Garrett Atkins now. Atkins, not a bat to be trifled with either. 25 home runs in 2007 for him. He's 0-3 in today's contest. Brad Hopp on at second, trailing him, the speedier Matt Holliday. 1-0 pitch. And this one's going to get by Ray Schock. And this one is a pass ball. Ooh. They are not happy here in the south side of Chicago. Garrett Atkins back in the box. And Rockies perhaps just a gift away from taking a lead in this game. The first lead by any team. Count full. Here's the pitch. And Joe Benz issues the walk. And now he's in trouble. Here's Troy Tulowitzki. He is nothing for 2. And if you're the White Sox, you do not want this bat to wake up. 0 for 2. Brad Hopp at third. Matt Holliday at second. Garrett Atkins at first. The 2007 Rockies looking for something big from Tulowitzki, who had 24 home runs. 99 runs batted in 2007. No place to put him. 2 out, top of the ninth, no score. And the pitch swung on, and this one popped way high on the infield, out towards short, and Swede Reisberg has it. So the 2007 Rockies leave them loaded. We are scoreless as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. And Manny Corpus comes in now in relief for the Colorado Rockies. 4-2 record in 2007. 20 walks, 58 strikeouts, and a 2.08 earned run average. All right, Happy Felsch, Shoeless Joe Jackson, and Ray Schock. So with the speed on this White Sox team, it's not going to take a bloop and a blast, just a bloop and a bloop. All right, Corpus has finished his warm-up pitches. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. Felsch swings. Fly ball right field, ranging a bit toward the line, and making the grab is Brad Hopp. So 1 away. Everybody waiting for Shoeless Joe to do something now. Nothing for 3 for Shoeless Joe Jackson. 2-0 pitch. Jackson swings. Dribbler to third. And the band played on, gentlemen. Atkins up with it onto Helton for the 5-3 put out. Can Ray Shock perform a miracle here? He is nothing for 3. 1-2 pitch on the way to the cracker. Flew out his last time up. Strike 3, and this is our first extra innings game in this Boston.com tournament. Links down in the description for anybody that would like to recreate this in the baseball game of your choice. Or if you have the seasons, or at least the teams, in the cards and dice game of your choice. And if you don't have that, you could always do it in Digital Diamond Baseball by playing Status Pro, printing out the cards, or Pocket Pennant Run. So it's even a way for you cards and dice guys to do something fun like this. All right, so Joe Benz stays on in relief. I don't think there's much left in the bullpen here for Pants Roland, manager of the Chicago White Sox. All right, it will be Torrealba, Corpus, perhaps not, and then Matsui. All right, Joe Benz has the sign from Ray Shock, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Torrealba. Chased a bad pitch inside. Change up there by Joe Benz. And indeed, we will see a pinch hitter, and it will be Corey Sullivan. Sullivan, 286 average, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in 2007. Top of the 10th here at Comiskey Park, and an unexpected pitcher's duel. Here's the pitch to the lefty Sullivan, and Sullivan swings, base hit right field. So potential go-ahead run on at first here with 1 down in the top of the 10th inning. And striding to the plate now is Kazuo Matsui. He's nothing for 1. Corey Sullivan, really good speed there at first. So this White Sox battery needs to be watching Corey at first. 2-1 pitch. Matsui swings. This one hit with a 30 out to center field. And going back on it, and it's over his head. Oh my God, this could be the game. This could be the game. Oh my God, Hap Felsch giving chase, and that one goes all the way to the wall. A triple for Matsui. Corey Sullivan scores, and for the first time, somebody has the lead in the game. Here in the top of the 10th inning, the 2007 Rockies clinging to a 1-0 lead. 1 away, Matsui on at third for Willie Taveras. 1 for 4. That was huge. We haven't done any replays in this game because there's been nothing to replay. Let's watch this hit. And it is a big ballpark, so Felsch having to go all the way to the wall. Throw hits the cutoff man, runners home. So Matsui, the big triple. And there, except that I forgot to put the high socks, but if you look, you see this is also using Mike Silva's uniform mod. So you saw the little Sox logo there. Pretty cool stuff. All right, Willie Taveras now bats with 1 down. This one slipping away from Chicago. 2-0 pitch on the way. Taveras swings, grounder to short, and the White Sox will go home, and he is out of there. Great play by Risberg. So 2 away. We're going to let Risberg have a little bit in the highlight reel there. So let's do a little super stats replay. Sharp eyes there by Risberg. Good play to come home, and they do just get the runner very close at home. So 2 down. Could be the defensive play of the game. Chicago, when we get to the bottom of the 10th, is going to be Shano Collins, Swede Risberg, and Jacques Fournier. Taveras on at first, good speed, 2 down, and the hard-hitting Todd Helton, who's been held hitless in 4 attempts. Here's the pitch, and the runner goes. Taveras will take second, uncontested. All right, Shock now, flashing the signs to Joe Benz. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks for Benz, 2 down. Insurance run, possible insurance run on second for the Rockies. 0-2 pitch. And this one, liner to short, and Risberg has it. So, Swede Risberg doing a job here for the White Sox, but defense Keeps you in the game, but it's the offense is going to win it for you. Shano Collins, Swede Reisberg, and Jacques Fournier due up. And coming on now is Brian Fuentes. So Fuentes looking for the save here. A 3-5 record in 2007. Struck out 56, walked 23, a 3.08 earned run average. So, Legend Sports Universe says, yeah, baseball and basketball leagues closing in the playoffs put me out of a job. He says he'll work cheap. There you go. 7 Dodger batters have batted 3 times in 3 innings tonight. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, he's an unhappy Felsh now. How about it, Brian? All right. Here we go. Fuentes is ready to deal. Torrealba sets it up. Shano Collins, nothing for 2, and the 2-2 pitch. Collins swings, and this will be out number 1. Grounded deep to short, and Tulowitzki taking a deep breath and tossing the ball onto Todd Helton. 1 away. Swede Reisberg now 1 for 3. So Reisberg would like to now do something with the stick that he's been doing with the leather in this game. 1-2 pitch on the way to Reisberg.
Strike 3.
Not going to happen. And the 1917 White Sox are down to their final out. And it will be Eddie Murphy. So Eddie Murphy, 51 at bats in 1917, a 314 average, 16 runs batted in. This was a hell of a good game. Hell of a good game. If you like pitchers duels, and I love them. Full count to Murphy. Murphy swings. This should be the ball game. Line drive, left field, and that is it. Matt Holliday makes the grab, and the 2007 Colorado Rockies took them 10 innings to do it, but defeat a team that's considered one of the greatest of all time, the 1917 Chicago White Sox. So we're not going to read the recap for these because they're just kind of silly. So the 2007 Rockies, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. For the 1917 White Sox, no runs, 4 hits, and no errors. And just quickly, your player of the game, Eddie Seacott. And why, you say? Because they lost? Well, Seacott went 7 innings. Not sure why Pants Roland pulled him, but nonetheless, there you go. In 7 innings of work, gave up only 2 hits, walked 2, struck out 9. So who gets the win? Corpus gets the win. Fuentes gets the save. As far as the other starter, Jeff Francis, he went 6 1/3. And yeah, gave up 4 hits. So the 2 starters doing just fantastic work here in this game. And let's go ahead and leave this one. And let's just see now as round 1 very soon coming to a close. We still have Royals and Pirates, so we do have another dead ball team, the 1902 Pirates. We'll be facing the 2015 Kansas City Royals. The 2006, I believe, Tampa Bay Rays against the 1912 Boston Red Sox. And then the 2011 Giants versus, or the 2011 Rangers versus the 1905 Giants. So, have we had any dead ball teams move forward? 1, the 2000 or the 1906 Cubs. So, who's moved forward in this thus far? The 1976 Reds, the 1929 Philadelphia A's, the 1927 New York Yankees, the 2007 Rockies, the 1948 Cleveland Indians, 1993 Toronto Blue Jays, 1906 Cubs, 1986 Mets, 1998 Astros, 1922 St. Louis Browns, 2002 Angels, 1935 Tigers, and the 1982 Brewers. So round 1 coming to an end here pretty soon, but that will do it for tonight. So guys, thank you for coming in. We're not going to finish today. Don't want to do that. Just return to the main screen. Never hit finish today and when you're in a tournament mode like that. So that is it. That is it, Fort Pitt. So, Brian, hope to see you in here again a few more times. Get yourself a wrench and a thank you, and welcome aboard to the family. And loved your color, by the way. Good color commentary. Yeah. So, guys, whatever you're doing, play lots of baseball, and if just enjoy life. This family is awesome, Don't think we'll be on with any baseball. We might. I might come on with a baseball game tomorrow night. Hopefully, a Saturday night chinwag, in which we will start talking about the Ned McGreevy League. So, hopefully, folks will show up to get the skinny on that. So I want to get it going. Thank you, Clinton. That it was a weird game. He says outstanding game, but weird. I really, really didn't expect a pitcher's duel between Jeff Francis and Eddie Cicotte. I really, really didn't. I thought it was going to be just the Rockies' power or the White Sox speed, and it turned out to be just a hell of a good ball game. Two Thirds Wookie says James Alexander of the A's pitched 2 1/3 inning, gave up 4 homers, two to Shohei Ohtani, and 9 runs. That guy is terrible, and that was in relief. He threw 75 pitches in relief. Holy hell. So, Clinton, what I did, don't you can't blame out of the park baseball. What I've done with when I'm doing something that's strictly fun like that, like this, I didn't touch anything at all, at all, at all, at all. There's no, and tournament mode is kind of something that's kind of separate from the main game. So I mean, I get what you're saying, but as far as the managerial choices, I would agree. Now that being said, also I decided because there's so many teams from so many different years, so many different eras, everything is set to default modern era. So if we were playing by dead ball rules, Knuckles would have pitched that entire game, obviously. But I didn't want to give dead ball pitchers an unfair advantage, and considering that we have one that moved ahead already, it's bearing out pretty well. That 1906 Cubs team is tough, but I do get where you're coming from, man. So Clinton, I was looking at National Pastime 3, and if Cyrus would offer some deals on some seasons, I would buy that game, man. That looks so super cool, but I cannot afford. Oh man, 26.95 a season. I just can't do it right now. But Cyrus got a cool game there. I was looking. I didn't realize that goes back to what 1900s. There's a couple 19th century. But wow, I've been talking about a game I want to invest in, but holy moly, 26.95. But just seeing what the game, all the features that National Pastime 3 has, I finally do understand why you love it so much, and I want to play it so much. But Jesus, the seasons, oof. So it might have to be like a season a month, and by the time I'm 207, I'll have everything. Brian Webster says, yeah, it makes weird choices. Doubt Kid Gleason would have had a Melly in there in such a high stakes situation. Yeah. So that's why you play National Pastime Next Generation Plus. But Middletown's probably figuring out the dead ball seasons. But to be fair, yeah, Melly didn't lose it. Benz did. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, yeah, I mean, so National Pastime Next Generation Plus, though, is kind of like a spreadsheet looking game. I mean, it's great, but the National Pastime 3 at least has the ball field and the nice little tabs. And I mean, I know National Pastime Next Generation Plus has pretty much all the seasons. I miss Valhalla. I wish somebody would bring that game back, but not gonna happen. But that National Pastime 3, when you were playing it, Clinton, back when you used to broadcast, 2017, 2018, they weren't going back that far yet, which is why I waited on that game. And then I looked the other night here on a broadcast. It's like, holy hell, they've got 1901, 1902, whatever. I've got to play this now. And then I looked at the seasons and it was like, oof. So we'll see. So Clinton, does it play dead ball well? Let me ask you that before you go. Do you feel, because what I might do is still though it's a 400 and some dollar investment. I was thinking just get everything from like 1901 to 1920, but wow, 400 bucks. Whew, that since I'm jumping back into professional magic, that's it's kind of hard for me to justify 400 and some dollars for when I've already got a ton of baseball games. But God, I like the look of National Pastime 3. I'm just I literally was looking at all those tabs and the way it tracks things, and I do realize there's no auto play. I would have to play every game, but so what? Um, damn it! And I can't just have one season. I'm one of those weirdos. So, eh. Yeah, I'd love to know how well it does. So new update with Pocket Pennant Run. Ran into a little crash. Paul's not going to be happy about that, but I didn't try to reproduce it. So the game's playing really well. I've been trying to break it and came up with just one weird thing, and that's it. So and other than that, guys, I really think you oughta. If you don't have it, you should get it. It's such a darling. It's a darling of a game. It's a darling of a game. So, Brian, what's your if you're still here? What's kind of your? Do you have an era of baseball? Because you're talking dead ball like a dead baller. So I'm just curious, what's your do you have like a favorite era of baseball of this glorious national pastime of ours, or are you kind of all around like just baseball? You love it. So just like to kind of know what everybody is into. That helps me kind of tailor things for family when I can. So I've been doing a lot of more modern baseball lately, and kind of focusing in on 1970s when I can, because that seems to be, and I love that decade too. It's not my favorite, but it's one of my. I think it's a great decade. You had power pitching. You had steals. 1970s was such a great decade. So, and most people are going to know the 19 players in the 1970s. So, all right, guys, that's it. That is it. Until next time, hopefully you guys will think about. Brian Rutcher says his favorite. Okay, 1960s and 70s, but played a lot of all the areas in out of the park baseball. Cool. So 60s and 70s, nice. Learning more about 1960s baseball. That's kind of my black hole decade. Um, I know a lot of the great players and the teams and that, but I don't know the 60s as a decade like I would the 1900s or the teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 70s, 80s. Not for some reason the 60s really weird. Kind of missed that one. Don't know why. My favorite bands from the 60s. Didn't grow up with them, but my favorite bands from the 60s. But somehow 1960s baseball. Clinton Parks is the 1960s man here. It is fun. It is fun. In fact, Clinton, you'll be proud of me here. Just really quickly. I have in the 1960s right now. I'm doing a 1965 Twins project. That's right, a Pittsburgh Pirate fan doing a Twins project, and 1967. So I have two 1960s thing going. Everything's filled up here now. So and also classic teams of the 50s and 60s. Here, let me show you guys this. This is super cool. Not completely set up yet, but if you guys want to have a ganda here, this is from Mike Garland and Lansdowne Street. Awesome dudes that they are. Let me see. Um, yeah. So there we go. So these are best players from 1950 through 1969, and as you can tell by the, I haven't set everything up yet. So I don't know who the hell we're going to look at. We could look at the, we can look at the Mets. There's the '69 Mets. So it looks like I don't know. Are these like the best teams? Yeah. So best teams throughout the 50s and 60s. Although everybody puts in the 1955 Dodgers, and even though they won the only World Championship in Dodgers for the Dodgers, that is not the best Brooklyn Dodgers team. The '53 Dodgers were better. So this is a nice mix of just a nicely put together by Lansdowne Street and Mike Garland, who we haven't seen in ages. So there's my 1960 Pirates. So maybe I'll get this set up and we'll do a couple games and play around with this. This is set up for full season um, replay. There's '66 Orioles. These guys were a tough team. How about it? Um, God, what you can do in out of the park baseball just still blows my mind. Oh yeah, I'm having fun with that 19. I like that 1965 Twins team a lot, a lot. I'm really having fun with that project. So the 51-49 Dodgers. Oh my God, how about it? Yeah, yeah. So the 1949 Dodgers are ridiculous. So I'm just talking about the '50s Dodgers though. '55 Dodgers, yeah, but yep, 49. In fact, I'm doing 1949 in baseball for Windows and managing those Dodgers. And boy, they're just the 1949 Dodgers are fun, right? Jackie, in his 1949 season, and just this is about the time when Branch Rickey is going to allow him to go ahead and start retaliating and things like that. And, you know, just what a great team. And those 52 Dodgers as well. So, yeah. Who else is on here? Let's see. 61 Yankees. No surprise. 54 Giants. There's a tough team. Johnny Antonelli in there. Sal Magley, right? Whitey Lockman. So there's Hank Thompson. So props to to Mike Garland, Lansdowne Street, doing all the hard work for us. For those of us who are um, aficionados of out of the park baseball, I mean, you can do this, but they already did the work. So, 57 Braves. These guys got knocked out at our one and done tournament, but this is a good team. They just never seem to do well in tournaments because I had them in a tournament, I think last year, and it was like a best of three, best of five, whatever, and they got knocked out. I don't know, maybe because you just need Warren Spahn pitching all your games. I have no idea. Lou Burdett, no slouch, of course, but yeah. So this is available on the Steam Workshop. They've split baseball into decades, or at least 2 decades at a shot, and just a lot of fun. And so we'll just end it by leaving the 65 Twins up here. There's Mudcat Grant, and there's the Killer Harmon Killebrew. I'm mainly playing it really because of Harmon. Really big Harmon Killebrew fan, and of course Zola Versalis, Cesar Tovar, Tony Oliva. This was really, really, really a fun team. So Jim Cott, Jim Perry, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So Brian says 64 White Sox better than the 59 team. Let's look at those 64 White Sox here for a. So yeah, so 59 White Sox. We have to bring up the 64 White Sox elsewhere. But let me see. So there's Billy Pierce. Billy Pierce, certainly no slouch there. Early win. So I mean, these guys are tough. Turk Lone, there's Turk, good old Turk. Gotta love Turk Lone. Sherm Lawler, um, Johnny Romano, Storm and Norman there. So Cash is also, I believe it's going to be the 68 Tigers in here. Yeah, so Norm Cash will meet Norm Cash, but that's okay. That's all right. Sometimes I don't mind. Little Louie in here, Luis Aparicio, Larry Doby. Is it the 1948 Indians? I believe it will be. Nope, 1954 Indians. And got, oh, thank you. We're going to change that right now. They're not going to be the Guardians, baby. They're going to be the Indians. Home and settings and Indians. I'll set up the rest of it later. Oh, jeez. There, now they're the Cleveland Indians, as it should be. Yeah, 67 is fun. I've seen so many people kind of get brokenhearted, because they try to manage that 1967 Red Sox team all the way to the World Series to win it, and just not happening. So I didn't realize your background picture. What kind of background picture do I want to select? Oh, I could put anybody in here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, anyhow. So let me play chat disconnected. Oh, okay. Chat went out for a second. Let me play April 21st, 1908, and I'll send you some prelim stuff. Oh, I'd love to. Thank you, man, so much. I really want to. I want to play that game. I even actually, Clinton. I actually thought about like taking out a bank loan to just go all in on that game, but that would be ridiculous, right? We're talking like $2,800. I'm sure Cyrus would welcome it, but holy man. So Mm. Dave Cook, DK Sports. Sorry, I know I said I'm gonna go, but just one more thing. Uh, Dave Cook always having sales. So sale going on at Dave Cook Sports. Show you guys what's going on, and then I promise we'll get out of here. So baseball. I'm sure there are sales for the lesser sports as well. But right now, so if you're into it, the 2025 baseball projection, don't really care about projection seasons and stuff like that. But baseball, there's some stuff on sale. I believe the 2010s. The 2010s are on sale. Yep, they are. So regularly $19, you can get them for $11.97 a season. Um, there's some freebies actually too, a couple freebies somewhere on the site for sale. So if you're on the DK Sports mailing list, do check it out. And yeah, let me just see if there's any sales on decades. So you can get, yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff on sale for decades. Like all the decades are for sale. So right now, if you wanted to pick up, if you got Action PC Baseball and you want to pick up the 1970s, so seas or decades are regular $95. So these are on sale for $58.62. And Baseball Complete, so the complete decade for 2010s, um, on sale for $29.31 for 10 seasons. That is good deal, Dave Cook. Best customer service in the digital baseball industry. All right. So if you want to see a player in National Pastime C, King Ichibu stuff. Ikibu. Yeah, he hasn't been around in a while though. Is he around now? I used to watch his stuff a lot. The True been playing 8 years, I know, and he's doing every 1980s season. All right, let's the game roll the dice. Yeah. Okay. I will check it out. I didn't know he was. So I know that he only plays like the sport when it's in season, so that's probably why I didn't like stay with his channel. But it was really cool. But I remember asking him in chat. It's like, dude, do you do baseball all year round? He's like, no. When baseball season's over, I go to another game. So I was like, ah, geez. All right. So he's back in the Delphi Forum. Okay, I'll check it out. All right, guys. Thank you all very, 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 very much, Brian. I hope that you'll come back. As he says, yeah, 1967 is fun, especially in the American League. Hope you'll come back again, join our family. We do have a lot of fun here, and we do have some fun bench jockeying and stuff like that. Clinton Parks does all that stuff, so he gets everybody. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Clinton gets everybody fired up, calling me an orangeman. We'll have words there, you whippersnapper. Right? And I'll be there over with the shillelagh and we'll be having words. We will, Clinton Parks. You think you're such a professor, do you? Well, you just wait now. All right, guys. Good night and see you around the batting cage.